Hello, hello, everybody. Hey, Chris. Hey, Addie. Yeah, I stopped giving discounts. It's working well. So yeah, I think sometimes we have like this fear. I was just on a call with somebody earlier today and we were talking about discounts, or we was talking about pricing in general. And it's like we feel like we have to maintain like these industry standards or like nuances and things like that, right? But you technically don't. Like in all actuality, this is your business, you run it how you want to run it. Like I had a meeting with somebody once that she was like, I don't want to give that much. That's way too much. I'm gonna give a little less, right? So, you totally don't. And I think sometimes we feel like if we don't give the discount, that the client wouldn't want to book with us, right? And that could be a possibility, but it could not. You could just be putting your own like fearful thoughts or like your own perception or your own ideas onto somebody else, right? If you're like, shoot, I ain't paying no house cleaner that much, but you might not, but somebody else might, right? So like, don't put those stigmas on somebody else. Like nobody know you're new but you. So why start off pricing less? Like you're not gonna help your company, you're not gonna help anybody involved in your company, and then you're almost kind of hurting your company because you're letting others know that, well, why are they so cheap? Right? What kind of clients are you attracting with these cheap prices, right? Are you attracting clients that want the cheapest price for the service? Like they don't really care about quality, they just want a cheap price. Or are you attracting somebody that really wants a good, solid, quality, clean, and they're not really worried about the cost, right? I can always tell my ideal client is like when I'm doing a booking and they don't even ask for a discount, right? They're like, okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Like, what's the verification or what's the confirmation? Bada bing, bada boom. See you next Tuesday. Like, that's when I can tell that's my ideal client, because they're not like, oh, okay. Like, can you work anything out with me? Like, can you give me a deal? It's Tuesday. Do you offer any Tuesday specials? No, boo. No Tuesday specials. Okay. Chambers of Commerce is great for backlinks. Ooh, good. That's a good one. Would Thumbtack be the best platform to get clients? I wouldn't say it's the best platform. I think there's some variations depending on what market that you're in. To me, I feel like Thumbtack could be the fastest way to possibly get clients, because you could literally go live on a Thumbtack. Is this predicated on where your market and where you may live at? Yes. But you could, I've seen it several times where like somebody literally goes live on their Thumbtack and like leads start popping up, right? Direct leads start popping up. And now, yes, do you have to close them? Yes. So I want to say Thumbtack is the best platform, but I feel like it's the fastest platform that you can go live on immediately and get clients immediately. I have a student, she only used Thumbtack and I think she did 4K her first month. It worked for me, right? For a long time, I didn't know about other platforms. I did like Google I just use Google to find stuff. I didn't know I can get leads on Google. So my first 200K, y'all, for my business came strictly from Thumbtack. Like literally, I didn't start getting into Google until like the end of year 2. And I mean, I did it completely wrong, so I teach everybody not to do it like I did it, because all of my cleans was all one-offs. I probably had like 5% was a reoccurring, and it was nothing never that I asked them for. It was like, hey, you guys did a good job. Can you guys come back next week? I'm like, okay, yeah, I can schedule you in. So I don't want to say Thumbtack's really the best. I just say that it's a good way to get the fastest clients. But you don't want to rely, you don't put your eggs all in one basket. Build out your Google. I've been seeing Google work really, really well for a lot of clients. Google has 2 ways to get leads. Google local service leads, where they charge like a flat rate price. It's kind of similar to Thumbtack. Flat rate price, you'll get the lead, you'll get their phone number, their contact information, their email. So that way, if you don't close it, you still have that lead information you can later market to them. Google Ads is kind of like a PPC ad. To me, I kind of compare it to like window shopping, because you pay a small fee each time somebody comes and look at your information, right? Like somebody walks into a store, they look around like, nah, I think I'm looking for. when that person walked in, you had to pay for them, whether they bought, tried on anything, gave you their information, filled out a contact card or anything, you're paying for it. And it's a small amount, but it adds up. So you can have like 10,000 views, but maybe nobody booked. So that's kind of the difference between the two. So definitely like test out all of them, like cast a wide net, test out all of them, test out the different markets, see which ones are platforms, see which ones work best in your area, what kind of reply you get. I don't like Yelp. Like Yelp and I are not friends, right? But I have a cleaning business owner friend here in Dallas, and he kills it on Yelp. He's tried to help me several times get on Yelp, you know, and get my Yelp going. And each I'm like, like forget it. I'm done with it. So, you know, test it out and see which one. Test them against each other. See which return you get best. Okay. Let's see. I see some questions on chat. Let's see. You can't. Okay. What do you think about BNI? Besides, I don't know if I've heard of BNI. I don't think I've heard of that. I don't think I've heard of that before. How much a VA could cost me for a month? Can you refer me to one, please? So VAs, right? There's a couple of ways that you can get a VA in the course. There's a training in there on how to find a VA, how to interview a VA, how to like things to look for, places you can find a VA, and kind of how to train them, right? With VAs, there's like two, I guess to me, I feel like there's two ways you can do it. You can find you a solo VA, right? Either they can have experience in working in a previous cleaning company, or not. And you just find particular skill sets that you want them to have: awesome customer service, sales experience, admin experience, great English dialect, right? You want to make sure that their English accent is understandable. So there's certain things you can look for, right? So when you go and try to find a solo VA, in various places, there's online jobs or PH online jobs. I can't think of the actual URL, but it's listed inside in the Circle Academy. Okay. So when you go to direct, you can like search these platforms and search the skill sets. They'll let you know their prices or like what they will charge. It's kind of negotiable. You can find some in other cleaning Facebook groups as well, if you're looking for a VA, right? And that way maybe a lot cheaper, right? It'll be a lot cheaper. Or you can go through an agency, right? So like I have a VA company to where I hire and train VAs, and then we assign them to cleaning company clients, right? So the best part about going with VA companies or agencies, right, is that you know the VA is trained on how to manage a cleaning company. They know exactly what the follow-up process should look like, their response time should look like, customer service. They know like the nuances. They know what typical complaints you're going to get and how to handle irate clients and how to handle no-shows and how to reschedule a no-show, right? How to, you know, tread that water with a no-show, right? They understand how to hire cleaners and how to look for cleans. So they'll know more things. And then of course, they're also managed and held accountable to somebody else besides you. So you can go either way, right? You can either find somebody out there and hopefully they have experience that'll make it much easier. And if not, you just have to just train them, right? Train them on exactly how you want your cleaning company to be ran. Can you refer? You can contact me, contact Vision VA. If you go to visionva.io, you can schedule a call, and we can definitely chat. And I do have available VAs if you're looking for a VA assignment. And then also all Academy students get the setup fees waived as well. So that's a plus. Let me see. Y'all got some questions. I'm like scrolling through the lineup tonight. Good evening. I'm in a decision with booking Koala and Jobber. Given I have used Jobber in the past. So I've never used Jobber before, right? I think that was probably one of the only platforms I never actually tested out myself. Let's see, Tiffany says she has Jobber as well. It's been good to me, costly, but very efficient. So I think as long as it provides all your needs, like if it checks out all the boxes of what you need the platform to do for you, and you test it out, they have trials, you can test it out, right? Put a couple clients in there, a couple of cleaners in there, and you can test out the platform and see if it's efficient for you. That's the most thing. Like, I'm not really the most tech savvy person, and I hardly utilize all features of a tech platform. Like, I may only utilize 10% of the features, but the 10% of the part of the features that I do utilize, they increase and maximize my business outcomes, right? So you got to just figure out what works best for you, because there's others. There's Maidly, there's Launch 27, there's Candidly, no, not Candidly, Convert Labs, right? There's a lot of different platforms out there. And then, I'm currently in the process of designing one for the Academy as well, because I've tested and used out a lot of them. And I love a lot of them for a lot of different reasons. And I love a lot of them for not a lot of different reasons. And I just want to make the perfect one for all the things that I feel is necessities and features that can help a business thrive and maximize their progress and their profits. So I think you just have to test it out and see which one best works for you. Yeah. Okay. I'm jumping back and forth from Facebook. And then Karine, if you want to let me know what does BNI stands for? Maybe if I kind of know what those letters stand for, I maybe know more about that platform. Let's see. So you can get a direct leads. Yes, from Thumbtack. I'm sorry, I'm like going back, Charlene, and seeing your question. Yes, you get direct leads. So Thumbtack has like a couple of ways to get leads. They have like this section called opportunity leads. In the Academy, I break all of these lead types down. They have opportunity leads where they're a little bit more expensive. So you want to make sure that you look at the lead cost before you communicate with them. Now, you don't pay for the lead until they respond back to you, but the lead cost can be much more expensive than a regular lead. They also have direct leads, and they'll have two kind of direct leads, whether the direct lead is sent to you and also a couple of others, or the direct lead is sent only to you, to where like the person only picked you, right? Those are my favorite because I don't have no competition. And then like they have instant booking leads. That's probably the most expensive one. I think they charge you anywhere from like 20 to 30% higher than the normal lead cost for that instant booking lead. But the difference between the instant booking lead and a direct lead is like it's booked. Like you don't have to like sell them. Like you just be like, hey, thanks so much for booking with us. Can you provide me and verify your the service address? And then you put them on Booking Koala and you book the link. Now, I do know Thumbtack now has a feature to where people can book and pay directly to you through the platform. I have not personally used that piece of their platform, so I really don't know how that works, but that is also something that goes along with Thumbtack as well. I'm getting, so the opportunities, right, is like, I don't know if your leads are actually turned on. Sometimes when people will sign up for Thumbtack, they're fresh, they will send them a lot of opportunities as an advertising marketing method for them to let you know, like, hey, come pay your money. Like you see all these leads, like come get all these leads. People are not getting these leads, right? So like your phone will like be blowing up with these opportunity leads, but an opportunity lead is exactly what it is. It's just an opportunity to give you the chance to bid on this lead, to introduce yourself, to provide them with a quote of what it will cost for the service that they're looking for. And then you're not charged for that service until they actually communicate with you. So that's what the opportunity is. Y'all got some good questions tonight. I love it. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Nicole. You guys keep dropping these questions. Okay. It looks like somebody, BNI, the network group. beneficiary notices. I've never ever heard of this company before. I never heard of that company before. I'm gonna have to Google it. And now you're gonna make me do some research. I'd be thinking I'd be knowing everything, but clearly, I mean, I don't say that. I don't really think I know everything, but I do a lot of research on trying to find ways to get more clients. I never heard of that company, so I'm gonna have to look it up. Okay. Jobber, and I was looking at Jobber the other day. They do have, I don't know what, of course you don't get all the features with all their platforms. They do have one that starts at like 19. I think that's the yearly cost, and I think the monthly was maybe like 20 something. So they do have a subscription that's more on the lower side. Someone invited me to a meeting for BNI tomorrow. Nice. Well, let me know how it goes and what it's about, because I'm super curious now. Okay. Hey, Derek, thanks for joining us tonight. Anybody else have any other questions? I know it's 8 o'clock, but we're going to go over time because I started our Zoom super late because I had Zoom issues. And for those that know, we're having our virtual conference on this coming weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So of course, this Zoom issues that I've been having all day is like killing my anxiety. I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna need to borrow everybody's laptop as backup laptops because it was just turning the whole time, just turning and nothing was happening. So we have some more time, so don't feel rushed. If you guys have some questions, please drop them in the chat. Anybody that's on Zoom want to come off mute and ask your questions, you are most welcome to do so as well. How many employees would you start out with for a new cleaning business owner? So my like sweet spot is 3, right? Now I was like, I technically started with 1, right? I was like, yo, I need some money, okay? If y'all know my story, I was like, look here, we about to just start, okay? So I started with 1, but I feel like the sweet spot is 3. So just in case 1 calls out, 1 is sick. Now let's hope nothing happens to the other one, but I like to start with 3. So that way, just in case type of scenarios, right? Now, if you start with 1 cleaner and you feel like this cleaner is like confident and you reliable, you're like, and they're like, look here, girl, put me to work. Okay. I may start with the 1. So my sweet spot is 3, but depending on, how fast you want to collect these coins will determine how, your number. But like I said, I think the sweet spot is 3. That's what I would recommend. For future reference, can I sue my EIN in Florida and open a business in another state with the same EIN? Can you sue it? Like take them to court? Is that what you mean, Anne? I still think I may not, even if you say if that's the word sue, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I think that's totally over my knowledge. Now on the virtual conference, we will have our business attorney here. So that would definitely be a question for her. She would probably know way more about that than I would. Hey, Sherry, I see your hand raised, love. You have a question?
Hey, Jasmine, how's it going? I hope you can hear me okay. I'm driving right now.
I can. How are you doing?
Good. I'm glad I was able to get on here really quick. It feels like forever that I haven't been able to jump on.
Well, I'm glad you're able to get on
it's
too.
It's been going really good. I was just like busy. This past month was, I guess, like, our first real month of cleans. We did 7
Nice.
cleans.
Nice.
And so we ended May at around just under $2,500 for the month. So
I love
super
it.
happy. It's a start. Last week was just really, really crazy. Like we had 4 cleans Memorial Day weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then on top of that, it was my son's graduation. And
Oh,
it was just crazy. Like I had to answer a call in the middle of the graduation from a client. It was so crazy. And I'm like, how am I gonna do this?
I love
But
it.
I did it. And a little backstory about that. Actually, the client wasn't happy with the clean
Mm,
afterwards, but she
uh-oh, I lost her. Hopefully she'll get back on. Um, is that her trying to get on right now? No. Okay, hopefully she'll get back on. I see her name. Hey,
can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, so the client didn't like the clean. She claimed that it wasn't a deep clean, which it was. So I'm happy that my cleaner took those before and after pictures. They took about like 50 pictures.
Oh, good.
So
So
yeah,
those
so
kind of cleaners.
long story short, it was just honestly, it was just someone trying to get over.
Yeah,
Like she literally, like the condition of that home, I don't know. And she has little kids. Like, I don't know how she even had those kids like showering and bathing in the
uh,
tub. It was like completely black,
oh, that
and
is so gross.
yeah, exactly. So what I did was I created a grid of all her before and afters. And I said, you tell me, does this look like a deep clean? Because I think so. I think it does. you know? And then what else did she do? She sent me a picture of the shower. She was saying how the shower wasn't clean. I zoomed in, girl, it was water. It was literally
Oh my
water.
goodness.
And I'm like, ma'am, you literally took a shower. Like you can see the water. And she said, oh no, it's dirt. So it was just very frustrating. And like I said, it was a rough, because I never had cleans back to back like that. And then,
Yeah,
with having family in town, but I think I managed it pretty well, I would say. I didn't offer her a discount because it
good.
just, yeah, it wasn't. At first I was going to, but I'm like, you know what? No, I'm going to stick to my guns because it literally, the cleaners went in there and they did a great job with the condition of her home, how it was.
Yeah. No,
So,
that's really good.
she was really nasty about it. And, the client, and she's like, oh, whatever, I'm just going to take a loss. I'm like, okay, you do that. So yeah, so that was like, I guess the highlight, the highlight of the 4 cleans. The other cleans, thank God, they went pretty smooth. But like that whole week, I had to turn off my Google ad because it was crazy. Like I don't know, like how do you like maneuver having a bunch of cleans and then having that Google ad on? Like I think that's the tough part for me,
Yeah,
dealing with that and dealing with other things, and then you have calls coming in. So
yeah,
I turned it off. That's how
yeah.
I did it. I just turned the ad off. Yeah, but I heard that's not really good to do that. Do you know anything about that?
I
Turning the
don't,
ad off and on.
I personally don't know. I mean, I've done it before on Thumbtack. I
Mhm.
personally don't know about on Google if it messes up like anything. I feel like it wouldn't, but I really don't know, to be honest. But I feel like you handled the situation correct. And that's exactly, I mean, when I first started, I remember being at soccer games and like literally like running to the parking lot away from like screaming parents. And like
Yeah.
I used to like bust a move so fast when that thumbtack alert or a call came in through open phone, because it let me know that there was a client that was calling. Um, and eventually you'll grow enough to where you'll put people in place and you'll hire a VA to where they'll be able to handle and manage that day to day for you. And then I'm so glad that your cleaner took before and after pictures, because that is the scenario, that is the perfect scenario of why I had to implement before and after pictures, because you will have those shady clients that their only intent is to get the job done and then to get it a refund or to get it, what is it, to get a discount, right? So
Mhm.
make sure that you keep those photos, however you're storing them. If you store them on Booking Koala, right? I even like to, like when I'm having communication like that, I'll even like to text them, because just in case that person tries to go to their bank and place a fraud, you'll have the communication from that conversation. So like either on open phone, I like to have the calls recorded. And then I like to get screenshots if we're having to text, right? Because they will try, they could possibly do that. So, and I think it depends on their bank of how far out they can do a dispute. So it's like however
So,
far out that
mhm,
banks show their account activity on their system. So I think it could be up to 90 days that they can
okay.
possibly do a dispute. But those photos, before and after photos, and that conversation will be able to help you so much with fighting that dispute. So that way it'll win in your favor and not in theirs. And I'm glad you didn't give them a discount, because if you start giving into that, it'll kind of be the new norm. And you don't want
Exactly.
people, yeah, you don't want
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. Yeah, I made sure afterwards I sent I guess you would say a lengthy email along
Yeah,
with all of the pictures. You know, like I said, I made grids for all the pictures and dated it and put her name and everything on it. So I'm good. If she wants to play that game, you know, I'm ready.
right.
So
Yeah.
hopefully not, you know, hopefully
Definitely.
not.
And then
It's just,
also
you
be
know,
prepared. Yeah. No,
mhm,
also be prepared too. Because another thing that they'll try to do, they'll try to threaten you that they're going to leave bad reviews, right? Um,
yeah,
let them leave it and then respond back to that review so that way people can see it. Because I remember I had a booking before and the lady was like, I wasn't going to book you because you had a bad review, but then I saw your response and I love how you responded to the bad review, that I was like, oh, I totally have to book her, right? So always, if they leave a bad review, respond and respond with the best customer service and giving them feedback. And if it was an error, like where you take ownership of it, right? I'm so sorry, we had corrective communication with our cleaner. And we use this as a learning opportunity to help grow. I'm so sorry that you experienced this. If you would like to come back and try it, I would love to give you a discount. Otherwise, thank you so much. And I hope you have a great day or whatever, right? But yeah, because they'll definitely try to threaten you with bad reviews.
yeah, yeah. She didn't say that, but you know, you never know. But
Oh
I
yeah.
I get it. You're absolutely right. But yeah,
Yes.
so that's how it was for us. And this month we already have 5 cleans already scheduled for this
Mhm.
month. 2
Awesome.
recurring, so that's a great thing. And
I
other than
love
that,
it.
it's been good. Just really, really busy.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I love
Yeah.
it.
I had some other questions, but I'm driving, so I'll just have to ask you next time because I don't even
Okay.
remember.
Don't forget. And then if so, just drop them in the in circle and I'll come and answer them then as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I see a question. I went to a B&M meeting a couple months ago too. It's super early and structured. They help gain clientele by referring your business. So, okay, I think I kind of understand the process involves that they do an extended research on you and put your company to make sure that you're a great fit for their group. Good thing is they won't let 2 cleaning companies in one group. Do you have to pay a fee for that? Let me know if you have to
Not really a fee, but they have like their monthly dues
pay. Okay.
that, to be a part of their group. Because like from when I went, it was very early, like 7 o'clock in the morning. And uh, they have like lawyers, they have realtors, they have you name it type of business. And they pretty much they like the structure is really like down point. So they do introductions, they have updates, and then they go into how to make your business better, whether it's focusing on marketing that day or sales that day or whatever it is. And I believe when I went, they were in the process of getting another person to get their membership or like, start the process. And I
Uh-huh.
remember that they asked like a lot of like interview questions,
Hmm.
and they had to do like just like a preliminary check and see if they were legit business, and just like really a profile just to make sure that they're a good fit with the company. And then I
Okay.
believe you do have to do a yearly or either monthly like dues, because they were saying that like, oh, you can, don't forget, you got to do your dues or something of that nature.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
That's
it's
really interesting.
it is good because you get that referral. And that's another thing at the end, they make sure that, hey, I'm gonna use Cynthia's home organizing to refer from my aunt or whoever that you have in your network, and you make sure that everybody has to refer somebody like on a weekly or at least
Yeah.
like bi-monthly type of schedule. So it's like you're guaranteed to get clientele just by their referral network.
Okay. Okay. That's really
Yeah,
interesting.
it's extremely structured, but it's very good. You just have to find a good group that you can get in, and you pretty much are good. But where I was, I didn't really like that group that I was in, but there's
Yeah.
so many others that you can go into.
Okay. That's really interesting. I'm gonna have to look into it. I never heard of it before, but thank you so much for giving that information though.
Sure, sure.
Hey Addie, I saw your question. So I'll send you like a password reset link. I'll send you like that link to you so that way you can create like a new login so you can get back into the back into Circle.